Hey, there it is. First time with Uko. Still a little bit rough, but, you know, Uko's not even mastered, not even 6-star ascended yet. But, more importantly, what does that mean? That means we got a Lego book and a Lydia. Oh, yes. So, like I said, we're going to do 8 shards, which should be enough to finish off my champion chase, get me a Lego book, and hopefully something good along the way. If not, it is what it is. Let's see how we go. Well, Noble wouldn't be too bad, honestly. Good for Ninja. We've got the space. All right, here we go. Let's go. Straight out the gate. Fucking hell, all right. We'll take it. Xavier. Poison Exploder. I do not have a Poison Exploder. Wow, that's great. It's good for my account. I do not know. Yeah, great start. Not the 10 times, but still a top tier champion. Well, in certain circumstances. Very cool. All right, that's 500 points. Oh, Corpse Collector, rubbish. Don't need her. So 750 points. Another Lego. Wow, we're on fire. Sethalia, another new champion. Very, very strong. I'm actually keen for this. Sethalia is actually really good. Well, you know, good healer. Also can buff strip as well. So awesome. We got Sethalia. So that's 1250 points currently. I only need 750 more, guys. So we're 2 or 3 more shards and we're done. We've already got 2. But Sethalia is cool. I'm very happy with that. Honestly, I think Xavier is probably more useful for my account because I don't have a Poison Exploder. But, wow. That is awesome. That means my faction wars is a pretty scuffed as it is for Bannerlord. So that being able to probably get her to level 50 even and then be able to full auto things would be great. All right, let's see how we go. Probably two or 3 shards left, guys. Oh, Grunch. God. So we go good legendary to bad epic to good legendary to bad epic. Does that mean that this is a good legendary? No, it's another bad epic. All right, last one, guys. Come on, something good. No. Oh, it's terrible. It's Master Fears manga. Gross. Gross. But that should be enough to get the last book. Perfect. Just over. So let's go over those champions that we just got, because they're both new and they're both actually useful. So I'm very happy about that. Bannerlords. So pretty sparse in here, to be honest. Like, I've got Cillian, who's level 50 and has some gear on him. Sigmund's still relatively new, only level 50, hasn't been built, but he's also quite a solid champion. So getting Sethalia is actually fantastic. Attacks one enemy, has 50% chance of placing HP burn. That's fine. HP burn on A1. Okay, we'll take it. Removes all debuffs from a target ally, so it's a single target, and then places block debuffs for 2 turns and heals that ally by 75%. That's a big boy heal on a 2-turn cooldown. God damn, that is nuts. And then also heals all other allies by 20% of their max HP and fills turn meters by 15% if the target is fully healed by this skill. Wow, she's a bonkers healer as well. And then we got 75% chance to strip buffs, books up obviously to 100 on a 3-turn, which is quite nice. Then decreases turn meters by 10% and fills turn meters by 10% as well. I did not realize that until now. I thought I knew it was a strip, but I didn't realize it had the turn meter reduction and boost. That's actually really useful. I mean, it's not by a huge margin, but turn meter reduction, especially when you're talking an arena, that's actually quite handy. Decreases the turn meters of all enemies by 20% and fills the turn meters by 20% if there are 5 or more. I mean, it's conditional, but that's pretty strong in itself. Like, it doesn't have any additional debuffs included in it, like Madame or anything like that, but instead you get turn meter. So if turn meter is an issue and you get decreased defense from elsewhere, that's fine. Hey, Elcom, how you doing? And then we got, increases magic ally resist in all battles by 50. That's very specific, so, I mean, that's pretty rubbish. The aura's bad, but the rest of our kit's good. Wow, that's pretty good. Decent HP, like anything over 16k for, support is okay. 18k is probably in the mediocre side of things. Waking up on a happy clock change Sunday? How are you? Oh, we're doing early stream because the 2 times 10 times is only on for a couple of more hours, and I wanted to finish Faction Wars today. So we pulled Lydia, so that's huge. I'm keen for that. And we wanted to get the last Lego book because we're only about, I think we're, a few shards short of getting another Lego. So we thought, why not? We'll give it a go. And we got 2 Legos along the way. So she's got really good defense for a support champion. 1350-ish is pretty bloody high. That's higher than some defensive champions, I think. She got excellent speed as well, so she's got 108 speed, which is very good. One thing that I will say is she doesn't have any accuracy. That's the only thing I'd say that is a bit of a bummer. Like, she had 10 or 20 accuracy, I think her stats would be amazing. Xavier. So she's a poisoner. A1 attacks 1 enemy 3 times. Each hit has it doesn't even book up. 40% chance of placing poison. So that's pretty good. Actually, what is Nethril when what's his chance? What if I got a red dot on? Oh, I hadn't pulled a corpse collector. Wow. New epic, guys, even though it's an absolute trash can epic. Okay, what do we got? So 30% chance. Okay, attacks 1 enemy 3 times for 30% chance, but it books up to 50. Okay, so this is why Nethril is considered the better one for A1 poisons and poison uptime just generally, is he has very, very strong once he's booked. Mine isn't booked, so Xavier technically is better at it for that. And we got obviously Lydia. Okay, where are you? Xavier. Okay, this A1 is pretty good. Doesn't need books, honestly. Poison Rain, 3-turn cooldown off the bat. Attacks all enemy twice. Each hit has a 50% chance. Goes up to 75 of placing a 5% debuff. So 75% 2 times to place a poison. It's okay. It's not great because it's obviously only 75% chance. So not the best poison lay ability, and it does kind of need books, to be honest, to get any sort of chance up. So it's not the best. And then attacks all enemies. Enemies killed by this skill cannot be revived, so block reviver, very strong in some circumstances. Deals damage from all poison debuffs on the target instantly. Poison debuffs will only deal half the stamina damage on bosses. Okay, so that's a bit of a bummer, the on bosses part. But people use poison explosives like Xavier and Dark Kale and oh god, what's it? Xavier, Elenarl, and Dark Kale, I think the main ones. Oh, and Teodor, obviously. There's only 2 Legos. Well, technically, I guess you could say 3 if you could include Xavier. Sorry, Lydia, because we got that done. Obviously the biggest one. Most value from all this sort of stuff. Like I can use her basically everywhere, which is awesome. Was there someone else that I got that's new? That's right, we just got a corpse collector. Okay, so we're going to do the second half of these shards of the fusion of Moragraine. Or migraine, maybe we should call her. Either going to do 4 sacreds. If we get a allure along the way, then that's probably what we're going to leave it as. But if we do not get an allure along the way, we're going to do probably 15 shards. And hope that we get something decent along the way. New faction would be handy. The 10 times champions aren't that interesting to me, to be quite honest. I've already got a Xavier. Hefrak's just another nuker, and I've already got a Tomb Lord built, so he kind of does the same job as Theodore, just not as good. But I'd actually like both. A copy of each of these would be pretty decent of my of the epics. That would be solid. But yeah, let's see what we get. 10 times are a bit of a scam anyway, so let's see what happens. Could be literally anything. All right, number 1. Oh, not a good start with Seneschal. Let's go, move right along. Another epic. This is a Vulture Sentinel. I only got my first one not that long ago, but unfortunately I think she is no longer useful on my account. She's a very good champion, and I use her on my alt account for Clan Boss in particular, but I think I just have better champions with the block debuff skill personally, so I don't really have a use for her on this account. Number 3, come on, give me that allure. Duh, very good champion for Faction Wars. Only really superseded by Duchess when you get that one. You do need to, well, you don't need to, but it sure as hell helps to have a reviver in those factions. It tends to make it a lot easier. And potentially the last shard, if we get an allure. No, it's a Lego instead. Shamrock. Interesting. I know he's good for Hydra. Not a 10 times champion. So I actually think I'd prefer him over the other champions. But to be fair, I do tend to like support champions. So let's have a look. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a chance of removing 1 random buff from the target. If the buff removed has a 35%, books up to 50 of stealing the buff. It's an interesting A1. Not overly reliable. It books up to 75% chance to remove. But it's each hit, actually. So it is a pretty good chance to remove. It is a pretty good A1. That's a lot going on there. Okay, so we got a 60% increase defense buff on all allies for 2 turns. Books down to a 3 turn, so that's handy straight off the bat. Places an increased speed buff on all allies with more than 50% HP for 2 turns. Also has a 50% chance of placing increased crit rate on those allies for 2 turns. So it's got a chance to give him crit rate as well. But it only books up to 70% chance. So is that enough to build your champions with reduced crit rate? Probably not. But maybe. Maybe. Okay, so it also places Revive on death on all allies with less than 50% HP. So it's got Increase if they're above, increased speed that is, and Revive on death if they're under 50% HP. Also has a 50% chance of placing a 15% continuous heal on all allies. What? Did they put both of these out? Oh, who'd we get? Oh, Hero coming in with a raid right as we are pulling some shards. Welcome in, guys. Well, we didn't get the champion I said I was going to stop on, so I guess we're going to keep going. Alright, A3 is a 4-turn decreased speed debuff on all allies. Also very good for Hydra. And it also got a turn meter manipulation. The turn meter manipulation is not great on Hydra because it decreases, but it also fills turn meter as well. Occasionally, if you meet those requirements. So it depends on... It's a very random champion. And he's got to increase it accuracy in all battles by 70. Great. How'd you go for the rest of your stream, hero? I was just lurking before. So we pulled the 4 shards. We didn't get an allure, so we're going to keep going. Because I think we're only at 2,000 points currently. But we did get a Shamrock, who's a fun champion. So where are Summon Rush? Summon Rush should be at 2k points. Yes, we are. We're going to go all the way to 7,500. Let's get it. Alright. Oh, it's a new champion. It's Dudan, the Runic. So attacks one enemy has a 50% chance of removing one random debuff from all allies. Okay, so that books up to a 60% chance to cleanse a little bit. It's a neat A1. Not reliable, but neat. Good if you got like ally attack and counter attack though. You get extra value out of it. Attacks all enemies, places a shield on all allies equal to 15% of this champion's max HP. 15% is a little bit low, I feel. But increases the duration of all buffs by 1 turn. Oh, it's only on a 4 turn. If that was on a 3 turn, that would be pretty damn nice. That's a shame. I kind of wish they'd just chuck on another book here for a cooldown. Like, I don't care if it's an extra book, that's fine. Just give it a 3-turn cooldown. He's a Taunter. Place Taunt buff on this champion for 1 turn. Places a Strengthen and Counterattack. Ooh, he gives himself Counterattack. Okay. That's actually pretty good. And it's on a 3-turn cooldown. And he extends his own buffs. So he basically keeps the counterattack and the strengthen up almost all the time. He's got a cool kit. I actually like it. I like him. I do. I'm not sure if I'll use him anywhere, but outside of Faction Wars when it opens, but he actually looks good. Very interesting kit. I can't tell you what his actual base stats are, because obviously we only get the scuffed 4-star ones, but he's HP based, so that's a pretty decent start. Alright, let's keep going. I think that's 5 shards. We'll have to check in a bit. Vildrax. Yeah, he's old news. Nothing amazing. Yellow Gurner. Chicken. I need food, so I'll take it. Fenshi. Now, Fenshi's a weird one. I actually fed my Fenshi a while back, but I regretted it somewhat. So, because he's very good in Finite, right? And we had the Finite tournament from the Dwarves and Shadowkin one only, and I didn't have anything that had multi-hitter with turn meter reduction. That's exactly what he does. So I kind of wish I kept my Fenshi previously, so I may hold on to this one. Very specific usage though. Okay, Hope. Nope. I hope you get a buff soon, because yeah, you're just not that good. She's interesting, but she just lacks something. Keep pulling. I haven't got a 10 times champion at all yet. Another Fenshi. It's a Fenshi 10 times apparently. I think my Shadowkin faction was maybe full. We might be able to replace it with something better. Come on, give me an Allure or a Ruella. Not a pitiless one. Yuck. That is not what we're after. Do better. Tashada? No, that's not what we want. Where are we at now? Okay, so what's that? It's like 3 more? Yeah, 3 more. Let's go, come on. A tour? No, not it. Definitely not it. He's rubbish. Worse than bloody anger. Tomo, where did I see you? What was she from? She was from something recently, right? She's a weird champ. Stealing buffs, attacks decrease attack. It's good decrease attacker actually. Fusion. Places counterattack on a target ally for 2 turns. Places counterattack buff on 3 turns if the ally is from the shadow. Oh, that's right. That's where I remember from. It's like very specific. It's like best if you put it on a Shadowkin. But yeah, who do you put it on? I guess is the question. What's the cooldown on it? So 4 turn. Goes up to 3. If you had an extender, I guess you could keep it locked on someone, maybe. Yeah. Not that exciting. Alright, lucky last, I believe. Come on. Give me the allure. Give me a 10 times champ. Hitatsu. He's good. I don't need him, though. I'm done. The faction is done. He's a great faction wars champion. Yikes. Okay, well, we got Shamrock. That's something. Yeah, I got a lot. It was Shadowkin 10 times, apparently. Alright, who's new? Oh, Seneschal. I didn't have a Seneschal before. A1 Leech with bad... Okay, he needs a buff or a change. Place Spoke Veil buff and a 15% continue on a ally. That's pretty bad, but it is on a 2-turn cooldown, I guess. So he can punch that out a lot if you have him booked. So he's got decent HP. What else is he doing? Placing a counterattack buff on this champ for 2 turns has a 50% chance of placing Provoke on all enemies. And that books up to 100%. So it actually turns out to be a very good Provoke. So that's not terrible. I guess he'd be okay in faction wars. He'd keep your team running if you hadn't already completed it, and if you're desperate for healing, I guess, because he basically keeps that out constantly every 2 turns. So it's 4-turn cooldown. It's a shame it's on a 4-turn actually. If 3-turn, it'd be much better. All right, what other new champions did we get? I don't think there's anything else in Bannerlords. Ogren Tribes, we know which one that one is. We got a second Lego, which is Shamrock. Good base HP, almost 21k. Got pretty solid stats, very quick. That's pretty good. I think I've got all the St. Patrick's Day fusion champions now. So Shamrock, Cillian, Nari, and Yoshi, right? Those are all the St. Paddy's Days ones, right? So I'm pretty sure they're all done now. I've got all the St. Patrick's Day stuff. Anyone else? Nope. All right, I should unmute myself now. Actually, no, we'll come back to it. Vildrax. He's technically new, but I skipped him. But I'm not too fussed about him. So moving right along. No great loss there. Shadowkin, we got Tomoe, something like that. If you're gonna try to use Japanese phrasing, interesting champion. I don't see much people getting use out of her though. Got decent defense, okay HP, average sort of speed. I mean, there's nothing stand out about her. I think that's the problem with her. Nothing about her is amazing. Until I read this, maybe. Increases all heals and turn meter fills by 20% when used on allies of the Shadowkin. Get out of here. Keep your bloody rubbish. Oh, we got Dudan. He's cool. I like this dude. This guy, I was like, okay, he's got a nifty A1. He's got a mediocre A2. But this pulls the whole kit together, I think, quite nicely because of his ability to keep strengthen and counterattack on himself for basically forever, right? Like, he just keeps those things on for a really long time. He's got, I mean, 19k is good HP, but it's not amazing for a HP based champions, and I'm pretty sure he probably won't hit very hard because he is a HP based champion and they almost never do much damage. But I like his kit. I think he will be an absolute carry in Faction Wars. So getting him is handy for sure. And I think that's about it. So 10 times. We didn't get a single 10 times champion. And we didn't get an allure, unfortunately, which is a bit of a bummer as always. But we should have the Summon Rush fully completed. This will be my first feast ever. So I'm looking forward to that. And we get a lot of 5-star chickens. It basically equates to, what, 9 5-star chickens from doing all this event, and two legendary skill tomes and XP barrel. We'll pick up Pathfinder Kate. We'll pick up that. But we're going to leave the energy for tomorrow. Okay, but that is it for the shard pulls for this fusion. Until next time.